Yeah, they hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies, all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Swatting all black like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. I had to prove to everybody else, I had to set them straight, yeah. I had to ball, so I had to renovate, I know. They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah. Why they wanna put me down? So much drip, yeah, I almost drowned in it. I can't come it down. Yeah, I'm way too fired up. I can't slow down. Ooh, yeah, yeah. I see the flashing lights. Make sure the fashion right, yeah. I'm in my bag tonight, yeah. I might just pull up a foreign. Watch out, the engine is roaring. It's too loud, you can ignore it. Yeah, yeah. This that high life with a view. You get to have it all, no need to choose. First, let me demonstrate how you can rise to the top. Yeah, I had to elevate, 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 elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. I had to elevate.
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight.
They hate when you elevate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's your boy Rain. Oh, this that A.T.P Combat Media Show. You know what we about to do. You know how we bring it. Only the most updated, accurate information, and of course, a unique and official perspective on what's going on in the game today. What's the topic of today? Oh, first of all, God bless everybody who's tapping in. Anybody who's not tapping in, I'm a God-fearing man, if you don't know. Praying man, family man, daddy, husband. You know how we carrying it. And, just always trying to drop some jewels if it's useful to anybody. My favorite one this week is be useful. Be useful. And be ready to be used. To be useful, be ready to be used. Everybody get out your feelings. Because if you can't be used and you're not useful, well, at that point you're useless. Let that sizzle in your spirit. It's your boy Rain. We back at it again. This topic today, Ryan Garcia. How you doing? Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte, December 2nd, meeting up in the squared circle to go settle boxing differences, right? And Ryan just recently had an interview with Brian Custer on the last stand. Also had an interview on with the DAZN Boxing. Been watching him, following him actually wondering what's going on with Ryan. As you guys should know, if you don't know, his present trainer is Derrick James. Derrick James been in the spotlight, coach of Errol Spence, I guess a coach of Jamel Charlo, didn't see him in the corner of Jamal Charlo, coach of Anthony Joshua, right, and coach of Frank Martin. Shout out to the OG. He has a full roster handling his business, trying to make it happen. I respect it, brother. I respect it. But at the end of the day, this show on December 2nd, in my opinion, is the big show for Derrick James. It's the big show for Ryan Garcia. It's the big show for DAZN. It's the big show for Golden Boy. It's the big show. Bigger than most people would want to acknowledge it to be. You know, we could break it down on all levels, but it's the big show. Hashtag Fat Joe. Fat Joe voice, right? The biggest, the biggest, the biggest, the biggest. And Ryan is getting an opportunity after having a, I don't know, how would we call that performance against Gervonta? I mean, it's obvious he lost the fight. How he lost it, probably what the most important part of this whole entire puzzle is, right? Because some people would say that Ryan Garcia actually gave up. That he actually gave up. Didn't lose and fall on his shield like his Mexican heritage would have him do. Because the Mexican culture in boxing is huge. And we're talking about real machismo, warrior type energy coming from that culture when it comes to boxing. And Ryan Garcia didn't check the boxes with his culture. Well, this fight with Oscar Duarte gives him an opportunity to actually speak to that in a way of, that wasn't me, this right here. And I'll quote that from Ryan Garcia. This right here is who you're dealing with. This present me is who you're dealing with. Right. Ryan Garcia says he is more focused. The last time he was focused like he is today since 2020, before he actually went into his little mental health hiatus. He went into his mental health hiatus. He wanted to get it together. And Ryan feels like he has it together. He's made changes. He's made changes since that faithful night when him and Gervonta Tank Davis met in the squared circle. He's more committed than ever, loving the sport more than he's ever loved the sport. Quoting from Ryan Garcia, he wasn't loving anything at this low point in his life. Today he loves everything, especially boxing, because that's what we're concerned about, right? Isn't that what we're concerned about? Yeah, we're concerned about the boxing. So he's in love with it more than ever. Of course, I took notes because, I'm trying to hit you guys with those points. I don't want to miss, and I want to rant more than I give you this information. So we got notes here. We're going to be going from the notes, and we're going to be speaking about Ryan Garcia today. More focus since 2020. And he gives it to Derrick James. Derrick James has been on the low. We haven't been hearing from Derrick James since that faithful night in when Jamel fought Canelo, and really never heard Derrick James's perspective on that whole fight with Canelo. Just kind of taking it letting everybody run with their own narratives. Derrick letting everybody run with their own narratives. And when you ask Derrick about Errol Spence, he doesn't know. He's waiting on the phone call. He's waiting on the phone call. As soon as he gets the phone call, that's when he's going to activate. But outside of that, he doesn't know what's going on. Respect. Respect, OG. Respect it. But this fight, December 2nd, this fight, Derrick James is in the ring just as much as Ryan Garcia is. Derrick James is in the ring just as much as Ryan Garcia is. Just as much as Ryan Garcia is. I gotta say. Ryan says he needed to will himself when he got into that fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, that he was a 50% fighter. He wasn't fully committed, had other things going on, other things in his mind. And I could relate to that. I can relate to that. You know, I'm not the kind of guy to just judge somebody just to be judging them. You know, people go through things, and we gotta empathize with that sometimes. And maybe Ryan just wasn't in his right mind. Maybe he just wasn't Ryan, the Ryan that we were expecting to show up to the ring, that his fans were expecting to show up to the ring, the Ryan that everybody was expecting. And that being taken into consideration, we should be ready to see a new Ryan Garcia, who has promised that he will never lose again. Man, Ryan says he'll never lose again. So this is the new Ryan Garcia, the future face of boxing, according to Ryan Garcia. I'm speaking and I'm quoting Ryan Garcia. I don't know what he's doing because I haven't seen him. I don't know what he's doing. I'm just saying Ryan says he'll never lose again. He'll never lose again. Had things he had to get fixed, and he got those things fixed. Got those things fixed. When he tried to come back into boxing, they iced him for a year before he can get that Gervonta fight. Because he was just being committed to fighting Gervonta. He said, I don't want nobody else. Get it figured out. I won't fight anybody else. Oscar, I won't fight anybody else. Golden Boy, Bernard, I won't fight nobody else. So he chilled, and he got his fight. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way that night. But this young bull, I'll tell you what about this young bull. He's a businessman. He focused on getting what he wants, and he knows how to get to it. 30 mil he made on that fight. Yeah. Watch how you talk about Ryan Garcia. Fully committed with Derrick James. Followed Derrick James to Vegas. Wherever Derrick James was at, Ryan followed him. Committed to this sport. Committed to his development, to his evolution. Stayed close to Derrick James. Closer than probably anybody else in Derrick James' stable. Talk about it. Closer than anybody else. Everybody else is, Frank Martin is figuring things out with his old coach. Errol Spencer's on vacation with his woman. Anthony Joshua's with Ben Davidson in England. Jamel has Juan Guzman learning Spanish and figuring out how to fight. Jamar Charlo is with Roy Jones in Florida. Ryan Garcia is with Derrick James. Ryan Garcia is with Derrick James, figuring out how he's going to approach this particular night. Big night for Derrick James. Big night for Derrick James. Ryan Garcia says he's more focused than he's ever been, and says his skill set has been raised multiple levels. He actually said it's disgusting. That's what his words were. Quote, disgusting. Disgusting. He's disgusting right now. He's cutting people with punches. His punches are on laser beam. He's more focused than he's ever been. This is interesting. He's been brought back from the dead. And people could, he's been in the news, not in the news, but on social media, dealing with Shakur Stevens and the way he approached it. And, he spoke on that a little bit too as well, as far as Shakur being arrogant and, really just somebody who he can't stand. He doesn't like Shakur's attitude. He don't like Shakur's attitude. Says he has an attitude. He doesn't like it. That's pretty much how he feels about Shakur. But more importantly, he's laser focused on who he has to be that night and who he has to be for the rest of his career. Because in the next year or so, he's basically saying he's going to be the face of boxing. I mean, he's exaggerated a little bit, said, this time next year, he'll be 2-3 division world champion. And he has plans on knocking out some MMA fighter named Sugar Shane Mosley. Not Sugar Shane Mosley. What's his name? Sugar O'Malley? Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad, Sugar Shane. We know who you are. Sugar O'Malley, a UFC fighter. I guess he's trying to coordinate that and have that fight happen in Saudi Arabia. Big money on that one. So anticipate that happening in the next year or so. Well, what else is going on? You know, he speaks on being a world champion, but at the same time, not really thinking the belts identify who's the best in the world. And I think those are. And I don't think I know those were shots thrown at Shakur Stevens, as far as Shakur Stevenson, standing on his accomplishments, being a 3-division world champion. Saying that doesn't really hold weight as far as saying who's the best is, but at the same time, this time next year, he plans on being a 2 to 3 year division champion. Oh, believe that where that's at. Whoa, everybody relax. Whoa, oh my God. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shake up the world. You know what I mean? I know he didn't mean it that way, but it's just what he said, It's just what he said. That's all I'm saying. He said it doesn't matter what Shakur has as far as belts are concerned. It doesn't matter, but, this time next year, one of his goals is to be a 2 to 3 weight division champion. That's just what he said. I'm not the one who said it. Bear with me. But at the end of the day, he has goals. And he's more focused than he's ever been. Matter of fact, when asked what his next match would be after, planning after this victory, this guaranteed victory, because he'll never lose again, this guaranteed victory, what will be his next thing? He said it's on Derrick. Whoever Derrick says to go get, he's going to go get. I believe he quoted, "Get him, boy." That's what Derrick's doing now. Get him, boy. Get him. This Derrick has a point. He going to sick him. Because that's what time he's on. He's focused and laser focused with Derrick James. Some people might say Ryan Garcia might be Derrick James's new star, because you don't hear about Errol. But you hear, you don't hear about none of his fighters for real. But Ryan Garcia says that he's been, at the hip with Derrick James, and he expects to be a brand new guy, brand new fighter. Brand new champion this time next year, knocking everybody out. And questions were asked to Ryan Garcia about his relationship with Oscar De La Hoya. Bernard Hopkins saying that, he doesn't know if he's going to have him fight. We'll see how he looks on this next fight as to whether or not we're going to promote him to have bigger fights. Ryan Garcia, of course, disgusted by that energy because he's put his blood and sweat and tears. He feels that he is the top fighter of Golden Boy. They're the fighter on top of on the front of the building, right? And was just disgusted that Bernard Hopkins would say that, and doesn't know where his future is gonna be with Golden Boy after he's fulfilled his requirements with them. I think most of us know, just based off of how Ryan was treated on his last outing with them. With Gervonta Tank Davis, that I couldn't imagine him going back there, right? I couldn't imagine him going back there. Probably just going to PBC like everybody else seems to be doing. He's probably going to PBC just like everybody else plans on doing. But ultimately, a laser focused guy. Eric Gomez, who is the CEO of Golden Boy, wanted to actually set up a fight with Adrian Broner. Actually reached out to Don King. If you guys don't know, Don King is Adrian Broner's promoter. He reached out to him and tried to coordinate a fight for Ryan Garcia to fight with Adrian Broner. And Ryan Garcia's response to that was, I think he called Adrian Santa Claus. Basically, I guess his beard is getting gray. He's old, and just basically said Adrian would get stopped. It would be embarrassing. And being that he's friends with Adrian, that's the last thing he wants to do. So he's basically using the friendship to say that he's not willing to fight Adrian. This won't happen. So we'll see what's going to happen. And when asked about the whole entire 140-pound weight class division, nobody can't see him. He doesn't care about what nobody's doing. He's got smoke for everybody. He's not friends with nobody. At the same time, he's not friends with nobody. All right. So he's committed his whole entire career right now. And he's more laser focused than he's ever been to be the best boxer, to be the face of boxing. He feels like he will be the face of boxing, with all plans to fight Tank Davis again one day. But ultimately, this guy wants to be a 3 weight class division champion, even though he says Shakur Stevenson's claim to fame of being a 3 weight class division champion unified at 130 pounds means nothing and doesn't add up to anything. Okay. And has plans on fighting Sugar Shane O'Malley. I want to say his name. That's his name. He's a champion in the UFC, and he wants to knock him out in Saudi Arabia for a big bag. So he's definitely chasing money still, as he should. But more importantly, what I pulled from him is that he's more confident than he's ever been. He really believes in the training he's received from Derrick James. He really believes in the decisions he's made in the past year and a half, basically since that fight he had with Gervonta Tank Davis. And he spoke a little bit about the future of boxers and promoters and how that relationship is going to work in the next few years. And I thought that was a very interesting conversation, because if you guys don't know, a few months back, him and Terrence Crawford actually spoke about how fighters need to jump into getting a place at the table, right? And with these negotiations over their careers, and really just kind of minimizing these promoters and the cut that they're getting. Ooh, chair sliding on me. And the cut that they're getting, and how hidden, I guess, the negotiation process is from the fighters, and the fighters not knowing at all about the money they have on the table, and knowing how much money is being circulated before they're making decisions as to whether or not they're accepting these deals or not. And Ryan spoke pretty intelligently, and that's something else I want to give to Ryan Garcia. Very intelligent, very, very intelligent young bull right there when it comes to the business. I'll be honest with you, when it comes to the business of boxing, when I see boxers speaking and being interviewed, I don't think there's too many more guys or anybody else I've ever really seen more articulating, more conscious, more business savvy, really good with his words, really understands how to carry himself in front of a camera, how to keep his presence felt in a room than Ryan Garcia, and he spoke towards as far as streaming is concerned and the future of boxing and getting fights to the fans faster and having bigger events, And I thought that was interesting. I actually want to do a video on that, because I think that's something that I think that's something that's going to take the whole boxing game and go down another road that people may not be ready to see boxers take it down. But I think as fans, we benefit so great from it. We benefit so great from where it's going, and I think promoters and these big promotional companies might be suffering a little bit on that journey. But we'll speak about that another time. But Ryan Garcia is scheduled for December 2nd against Oscar Duarte. Promises that he will never lose again. No less lose to Oscar Duarte, right? And I was, I enjoyed the interviews that I saw. I think he is confident in himself. I think he believes what he's saying. He's not just blowing smoke up anybody's, So we'll see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see where this goes. But I'll be there with you guys to see what goes. As far as who's going to win the fight, in my opinion, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure that, I'll tell you who's supposed to win. Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is supposed to win. So, good luck to him. Good luck to Oscar Duarte. We'll be there for that. But just wanted to tap in and give you guys a reaction to what I saw in the interview. You guys let me know what you think as usual. I'm always here to get an opinion or two, to get some input, some perspective on it, and let me know what you think. But outside of that, it's your boy Rain. This is ATP Combat Media. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, dislike, do what you do. I like the likes better. Have a great evening, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Yeah.
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly. I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water all blood like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with.